But if you do put in the hours, put in the effort in creating long-form content that will resonate with locals, create that niche, work hard, grind on YouTube, get those loyal fans. Majority of the loyal fans come from YouTube. Back in the days when I was like 17 or 18 or 19, back in RMIT, I did watch videos on YouTube. There was one guy walking around the city and actually buying off stuff from different street sellers, giving them money for the whole thing they have there, whether it's flowers or nuts or whatever, and just tells them to just keep it. So I think the inspiration came from there. And one day there was an opportunity to do that, and we were like, why not? Let's just try it out. And if you have never done it before, I suggest you do it and see how you feel. It's an amazing feeling to see like how people react and how they put a smile on their face even though their day was shit.
Was there a moment that when you created this content and you didn't publish it because the reaction was probably maybe hostile by the strangers? Did anything like that ever happen?
There was one video that
in this content creation world, like for yourself as a creator, which platform do you consider to be the one that, okay, once I've mastered or once I'm like making it big on this one particular platform, then I've really made it? Is it YouTube specifically, or is it TikTok? Or from your perspective, what's your benchmark?
From the whole journey that I had to go through for the past 4 or 5 years, I've been creating content. I've been really working hard on my TikTok account and then Instagram account. But then after like 4 or 5 years, I've realized that that's not the go. The go is YouTube, as you mentioned. It is a harder grind. It is really hard to like come up with the ideas, long form content. And I'm talking about shorts. Shorts is like basically like TikTok and Instagram. But if you do put in the hours, put in the effort in creating long-form content that will resonate with locals, and by locals I mean focus on a smaller market first before you go everywhere else around the world. Just create that niche, work hard, grind on YouTube, get those loyal fans who will actually not die for you, but like be really loyal and authentically loyal compared to like whatever you have on TikTok and Instagram, which are like, not as loyal as you would like them to be. For some probably they would be loyal depending on what kind of content you make, but I think majority of the loyal fans come from YouTube. And then you grind on your TikTok and Instagram. So the YouTube platform should be your main platform. That's what I believe in. And then you diversify into all the other platforms, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Reels, etc. So,
yeah. But recently, I'm sure Ali's seen this as well, the Australian government's now banned social media for kids under the age of 16. So all of a sudden, you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't know that.
So if you're going to focus on Australia, that's a big consideration, because there's a lot of people out there, like this younger consumer base, who are they were born into Insta, TikTok, and all that kind of stuff. They're very comfortable using it. They use it a lot. But now by capping it and saying, look, it has to be above the age of 16,
wow,
that's another subset of eyeballs that used to come onto your content that will stop now.
Wow.
So again, but YouTube is available to them. Like, they can keep on using YouTube.
Narrowing the audience at the end of the day.
And YouTube is you're right, it's crazy powerful, man. Like, especially if you're appealing to a younger demographic on YouTube. Geez, these kids are on that 24/7 just watching stuff all day, all night.
And how they look at you compared to how they look at you as a TikTok or Instagrammer is completely different. I feel like you're an idol when you're a YouTuber.
Really?
Oh, mate, YouTube sensation so-and-so becomes this, whereas TikToker, just a TikToker.
It's a TikTok guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. TikTok it's cheapened the branding. Oh, you're just a TikToker.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So that's always...
There's a lot of stigma around that.
Exactly right. So
I'll never forget when I parked the car and I went in the elevator and there was a guy, I don't know, you'd probably know this, Wade. You know the guy that does work for Sportsbet and things like that? The AFL guy? I think that's his name. He was in there, and I looked at him. I'm like, "You're the TikTok guy." I felt like he got so like, it was like a rude thing that I said. His face dropped.
Yeah.
He looked like he was offended.
Yeah.
But he just put on a fake smile. I was like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I think I like offended this guy calling me a TikToker.
Is it that guy who gives a reaction? Like, just...
He does reaction stuff.
Just like
and
a
things
poker face reaction?
Yeah,
on
that
things?
one.
Ah,
That's the
yeah,
one.
that guy.
That's the one. Him.
Oh,
And yeah, I feel like he got insulted when I said TikToker, because that's just how it is though. He's
How
a
dare
TikToker.
Yeah.
But it
You don't get
cheapens it. It's like
as
because-
much respect
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
as if you would be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
a lot of people have realized that, look, the barriers to entry for TikTok are next to nothing.
Next to nothing, that's
Like
for sure.
anyone can really, as long as they've got a bit of creativity and like you've done, remain consistent with it, you'll crack the TikTok market.
Mm.
But we had what's his name, Ramus, on the
Oh,
podcast
Ramus,
as well.
yeah.
He said the same thing, right? He's now moving, and we can see
Yeah,
through his
he's
content, he's
on
pushing
YouTube,
really
yeah.
hard on YouTube,
On YouTube.
long form YouTube. He's like, that's the holy grail. If I can crack long form YouTube, then okay, I'm set.
You made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he's doing now. I think he has
It
like
is.
50,000
He's doing well.
subs or
He's
something.
doing well. He's doing well.
You should probably like move to Sydney at this point, because that's where the bigger YouTubers are.
Man, I love Melbourne, man.
like stuck to
I've been
Melbourne.
to Sydney a few times. I don't feel the,
The coffee
vibe
doesn't
there.
cut it there, man.
Yeah, the coffee is pretty shit.
It's all about the
Just
coffee.
But yeah, Melbourne. I wanna come from Melbourne rather than Sydney. That's
What-
like where I've grown. You know.
Melbourne is better. Melbourne is better
Yeah.
than Sydney. I'm not gonna lie. When coming back to your TikTok, because I've watched you for quite some time, and where did that idea of paying for people's grocery come from?
I think one day we were just in calls with my friend, and we were already doing some skits before then on TikTok. And I think back in the days when I was like 17 or 18 or 19, back in RMIT, back in uni, I did watch some videos on YouTube on a Russian market, on Russian YouTube. And there was few guys who inspired me. There was one guy walking around the city and actually buying off stuff from different street sellers and basically just giving them money for the whole thing they have there, whether it's flowers or nuts or whatever, and just tells them to just keep it. So I think the inspiration came from there. And one day there was an opportunity to do that, and we were like, why not? Let's just try it out and just pay. And then since then, I was trying to do it in every Ramadan period, and yeah, it sort of made me feel great. And if you have never done it before, I suggest you do it and see how you feel. It's an amazing feeling to see like how people react and how they put a smile on their face even though their day was shit. So yeah, I felt
None of it was staged, right?
no.
It's a very big
No,
question on
not with
social
that,
media. A lot of
no.
people
Yeah.
go like stage.
Those are definitely not staged.
Where and then when you tap and then walk away, it's like card declined, and then you got the content. Like none of
I
that.
think some content creators try to do that that joke around like decline cards, but so far no, nothing been declined as far as I'm aware. Oh no, actually, I was
Oh, here we
doing
go.
a promo, an ad for some other crypto business or something
Okay.
like that. They were making the cards, and you can pay with cryptocurrency, and I think I didn't verify my card or something like that,
Right.
and then I tapped, and
Oh.
it didn't go through, and I
Yeah.
felt embarrassed. I was like, all red. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? So I had to take out my card and pay for their groceries, and then it all went well. So, because the stranger there who was actually buying those groceries, he was confused what's going on and why is it declined. He was embarrassed as well at some point. Shit, that was an embarrassing moment, but at the end of the day, I did pay for him, and yeah, we just part our ways from there.
Was there ever a moment where the stranger got hostile, and like was there a moment that when you created this content and you didn't publish it because the reaction was probably maybe hostile by the stranger? Did anything like that ever happen?
There was one video that I made. I basically paid for the guy's groceries, and you know how you have those videos where guys only get flowers at their funeral and stuff, And then I tried to give him the flowers. I don't know if it was cringe or not, but I just wanted, it was from good intention. And just gave them the flowers. He didn't accept that. He didn't really like it. He threw away the flowers.
No.
It was all like raging there. And I was like, oh my God, that is not the video I want to post. He was angry and all, shouting there, etc., etc. And yeah, that was one of the moments where I felt pretty bad, to be
You
honest.
didn't publish it?
No, I didn't publish
Oh,
it.
come on, that'll be gold.
No.
You have to publish that now. It's such a good video.
I mean, from virality perspective, I know it's a viral content, but I don't want to
Ruin the
sort of
image.
defame that
Yeah,
person
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. And I
Yeah.
want to, yeah. There was a few moments like that. One other moment that was with a grandmother, like in her 70s, I guess. I was walking past her, I dropped the money, and I was expecting her to pick up the money and give it to me. But she didn't.
She took it.
She took it. And it was all filmed, man. I
Oh,
was like,
jeez.
no. I was behind the camera with the cameraman. I was like waiting for her to actually call me and give it to me. And she just I think she dropped the newspaper and
Acted
and
it
then,
out.
Yeah, acted it out.
What a legend.
I was like, oh my God, no, please don't pick it. Give it to me. Give it, because I wanted to pay for her groceries if
Yeah.
she did a good deed.
Yeah.
And gave it back to me, but she didn't.
Well, that probably paid for her groceries. Either way,
I know,
you
right?
did.
Well, it was
Either
only
way, you
10
did.
bucks though. It was
Oh,
only
shit.
10 bucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, excuse me. And I went back there. I was like, excuse me, I dropped some money here. Did you see anything? And she was pretending that she's not looking at me, like trying to
Oh
ignore me
my
and stuff. I was
God.
like, oh
Wow.
my God, no, please. I feel bad. So I never uploaded that video either because, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You can't really do anything about, people's nature sometimes.